It's Michael Mechanical here, and today I am getting annoyed. I can't actually make videos anymore because this camera has been a piece of garbage. Unfortunately, it's just, oh, now it's got a blank screen and it bloody won't go to friggin' reviewing the old footage. Look, it's just loading. When I was getting it to work, it would just lock up. So get to here, try to hit the button, open up the lens, nothing's happening. It's just, yeah, so you can't make videos without a camera. Everything loves to go wrong on me. People are saying, you should just stop, you should just give up. Just naturally, things like to go wrong for me, so I gotta assume naturally something's probably gonna go wrong with that thing, and that's why it's not my fault if something goes wrong, because I've done everything right. I followed the manual, so if something goes wrong, it's just, well, bad luck, back to the drawing board. That's the kind of things that happen though, you make mistakes along the way. But I do know that my 78 Newton meters is on the main bearing caps. The small ends have about 46 Newton meters of torque on them. They are tight, they shouldn't fall apart. The pistons on either side of the dowels have their clips in place. The only tight spot is roughly the middle. When you're going up and down with the pistons and they're about level, that's the tight spot, and that's normal, so there's nothing wrong there. Something could go wrong with this, yes, but that happens with any car and any engine. The best part about this is, once we know it runs fine, that should be the end of troubles. This shouldn't fail ever again. The only thing we know that's different, balance shafts are different, pistons are different to the original OEM assembly of this Pajero, and I reckon the harmonic balancer and the harmonic balancer is the only thing that might have changed. I think on this build though, that's not true. I think the harmonic balancer and the weight at the back is the same as the Triton's, because this one will take the Triton starter motor, so I'm guessing there in some cases wasn't much difference between the Pajero and the Triton at all, which is interesting. But it also could be the bell housing of the Pajero versus the Triton, and the V5M41, the K123 or something, I can't remember, 143, I don't know. But the Pajero one has an automatic, and the one that I pulled out of the wrecking yard was a manual, which is the housing there, V5M21. You expect the flywheel would be the thing that's different, because that's got a flex plate and this one doesn't. The thing I'm up to now is putting that clutch on the back there, hoping that the footage that I got for putting on the heavy weight at the back there, that heavy thing, is actually in the video. Otherwise, it's just not going to exist. Which is going to suck, because that thing was heavy and hard. And you're always scared that something might be off balance when you build this thing, because that's how they're built, to be balanced. And if this engine's out of balance, well, that's the end. I've killed my money. Next project. That's a funny way of putting it. No. I don't think this is going to fail. I think this will be balanced. And the reason I would say it's balanced is because, well, I've shaved off the pistons. Obviously, it's going to be out of balance to some extent. But the assemblies between Pajero and Triton have the exact same internal components, except for the pistons are different. The connecting rods are the exact same. The cranks are the exact same. The cases are almost identical. There's just some difference in machine work between the two that makes one accept more components that are heavier than the other, because they just rough job some stuff. What else is there that's different? In some Pajeros, they have a different heavy flyweight at the back, probably have a different harmonic balancer. They had the square tooth gears to drive the assembly rather than round tooth gears, and we've swapped them all over to round tooth because it's like, nah, square tooth is just too expensive to buy the belts for. Let's use round tooth. So this is going to get installed into this engine bay hopefully today. Unfortunately, the freaking sucky thing is, you hopefully will recognise, I can't video this. I can't record putting that into the engine bay. So that's the end of my camera, and I'm not going to buy another one because I don't have the money to do it. I need a car, so What's more important to me right now is not making content. What's more important to me is getting the help I need because of all this stuff. Not to mention there was some weird stuff happened recently. Forget about the car for a minute. Let's talk something really, really weird. The other night, I woke up and I remembered, and I've been taking notes for a while just because of some crap that's happened recently, and it's not my thing to say. When I was taking notes, I ended up coming to the point where I kept waking up in the night, and I kept doing that. I heard, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get you on camera, am I? You're going to be hiding. Yep. You're going to be hiding. That white bird, if you can see the white bird under there, she's hiding. Luke! She's got a sweet little voice. But yeah, she showed up no, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And the day before that day that she showed up, I woke up in the morning having had a really sort of scary sort of experience or dream where I heard the phone ring, a baby cry, and my mum said, Luke, my brother found this chook. My brother's name is Luke. And he found it the following day after I had that dream. And I've got witnesses who know that I'm not BSing around here. That's how weird the experience is. Because right after the event, I kind of went and messaged someone about, oh yeah, this happened. And then the next day when we found the chicken, it's like, oh, we found a chicken out the front and my brother Luke found it. And I've used the details. I've got timestamps. It's like, what the heck's going on? But anyway, my joke right now is it's a hen, its name is Luke, okay? I'm just doing it for the shits and giggles of it. Then there is the thing about making the joke of divine intervention. You know, what are the chances these two things are correlated or something? All these events that have led up to this, because let's start at the very beginning, because this is a really interesting story, okay? First thing is first. After all the stress I've been through, my parents were fighting so much that my nose actually bled. I confronted my parents. My dad was drunk. He went from being angry and had me almost cracking, and then I did crack. And it was a really sort of scary experience because what happened was, and I think I know where horror games come from now, what happened was I was confronting him and saying, you need to stop, and showing him the blood nose, the blood tissue, because my nose was bleeding. My dad is overbearing and thinks he can push me around, and he kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it to the point he had me in a corner and I was feeling I'm about to crack. And then he goes from being to smiling. Literally his whole face started smiling. That just cracked me. And he's like, I love my children. Yeah. So before I went to ER, I was at the train station. And a little bird landed on the ground, and I took a picture of it, and then it looked up to me, and then I smiled and I walked off. What are those birds called that are little shits? I think they're screeching wren. Screeching wren, okay, that's what it is. What are they? They're all hiding under there, they all decide to hide. Yeah. What else has happened? My mum thought she could smell a spirit, which is weird.
Michael, don't tell the world that.
Well, I'm not allowed to tell them.
That's my secret.
Oh, it's your secret that you smelled a spirit. Mum thinks she smelled a spirit. Who knows? Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I noticed the light bulb in my room flicker, and the thing I thought was, oh, I'm about to have a globe blow in my room soon, because that's normally a sign that your globes in your room are going to blow, is when they start flickering. And it only flickered once, but still. What else was there? There wasn't really much else. I didn't even notice this, but the thing is, my mum, my brother have talked in the night, but probably at the normal times, but I've woken up to them, and then I've gotten up and looked, and then, oh yeah, they're just talking. Even the phone's rung when I've been in bed a couple of times, where Mum would answer it and talk, and when I get up, it's like, yep, she's actually talking on the phone. She doesn't believe me, but I know what I've seen and what I've done and whatnot. Then, because of the phone ringing every freaking night, I've been just like, you know, it's normal. The only thing that changed was when I had that scenario with, the phone ringing, baby crying, and mum saying Luke, was, I felt like I had to act. I felt like I had to do something. And then I was just like, hang on, isn't my brother an adult? And then boom, I woke up. It just suddenly stopped. And what it looked like to me, reality was reality to me. There was nothing really too different about what I saw. What I saw was different to what I heard. What I heard was different as well. So the best way to put my visual experience of what it looked like, it was as if my eyes were open and I saw my body moving. So it seemed normal enough. The things that I felt myself doing, the things I saw, yep, that actually happened. Because when I woke up, I was in that exact same position. I don't know what else I can say. It's really an interesting experience. Lucky I'm not cuckoo, but because there's circumstantial evidence to prove what I'm saying, which is a good thing. Because people would be like, you're crazy, man, this and that. Unfortunately, I can't prove anything to you guys, but I can prove it to everyone around me, because they were a part of this to some extent. I've got pictures of the bird that looked up to me, and I've got a picture. Oh, she's hiding over there, but I tell you something, if it really was divine intervention, I don't think her wing would be clipped. I think she came here for a weird reason. Somehow it's just on our front doorstep near my room. It was a really weird thing to know. She doesn't even know she was near my room. She's freaking terrified of me, to some extent. She likes her cuddles, and she likes sometimes being petted, but she doesn't really like to be petted as much as she likes to be held. She likes being held. But I'm not going to chase her, because that is stupid. If she wants a hug and she wants a cuddle or anything, she can come to me. Screw it. I'm not going to her anymore. I give her a reason to come to me. Where is she? There she is. Hello, Luke. And she's feeling a bit startled. She's hungry. Luke! She doesn't even know her name yet. That's okay. Mum thinks it's a rooster, and if it's a rooster, its head's gonna come off, apparently. So my mum says. No, I don't like animal whatevers. I'm gonna just get on with my work in this video, upload it. Because as much bad luck as I do end up having with my equipment breaking and stuff, it is old. Come on, I gotta accept the fact reality. My equipment is a little bit old. It's time for an upgrade, but at the same time, I want that to last. I want to last in such a way that I don't have to worry about fixing it ever again. I don't want things breaking on me. I don't want a head gasket to fail. I just want to run well and just be able to go anywhere with no problems whatsoever. I probably won't have problems with it, since we don't really have hard roads to drive on anymore. Yeah. But I'll see with the guys, because what I got to do is I got to get that in my car. The car is going to get towed to the specialist who has my injection pump, because that freaking wore out the front bushing, but luckily the internals were still good based on the bench test they did. Like, oh, you want to keep running it like this, or do you want us to overhaul it? And I'm like, screw it, those bearings shouldn't have worn out. They're phosphorus bronze. We need to find out what went wrong there. So no, just get a new housing, just put all of the stuff in the good one, and we'll investigate what's happened there. We need the old bushes and stuff, figure it out, because that shouldn't have happened. They are going to install the pump themselves for one major reason. The major reason is misalignment. If you misalign things, if for some reason this pulley here is off a little bit like that or that, it just overloads the bearings to the point where the shaft will eat into the bearings and just ruin the freaking housing or something. So they're going to help me to make sure this all goes together right. And if something goes wrong, they installed the pump, and they're going to be like, they're going to know what's going wrong in that sense, and they're going to be able to rectify their work, because I'm not installing that pump again and having it fail again. No freaking way. Even though I've done it with that car over there and I've done it before, I've just had enough of things failing on me. I would rather let the things fail on someone else for once, because I've had enough. Come on. And you know, you guys are like, oh, you should. Some of you guys are like, oh, you should stop doing mechanics. The thing is, I don't need to stop doing mechanics. I just need to take some pressure off my plate. And that pressure is right now the injection pump. Come on, man. That shouldn't have failed. I'll put this engine in the car. I know that it will be fine, even though it's not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, unfortunately. It goes in the car. Once it's in the car, once the transmission is topped up with its heavyweight oil, gearbox oil, just stop it from leaking oil everywhere. Once that's done, I've got to organise a time for a tow truck to pick it up, take it down to the workshop, and they will install the pump and get this car running for me. I don't know if I'm going to top it up with oil, don't know if I'm going to top it up with coolant. I've got most of that stuff anyway, so what I'll do is I'll get them to do the rest and get it running. Running enough that I can drive it essentially maybe home. I'm going to let them give me guidance on how to use it because I'm sick and tired of head gaskets blowing. So maybe I've put all this money into this for nothing and it's just going to blow head gaskets again. I'll discuss with them what they need to know, what they want to know, and what they're going to tell me about how to treat this thing and how to use it, because I've just had enough of things failing. They know their stuff. I know my stuff too, but man, this thing, that one failed way too quickly. The one that was in my car kept failing all the time, and this one has new components that it shouldn't fail. In theory, it shouldn't fail. It should be fine. You never know what's going to go right, you never know what's going to go wrong. It could be the 60 or 40,000 kilometer thing. I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching. This is Michael Mechanical signing off. Probably forever. We'll see what happens. Take care, everyone.